Welcome, everybody out there in the ether, to episode 41 of Sis and Big Pops Culture. As always, I am Big Pops, a.k.a. Wait a minute. I'm Todd Turner, a.k.a. Big Pops. And as always, my lovely co-host.
Hi, friends. I am Hannah Jo, a.k.a. Sis, and together we are an adult daughter and father duo. We dive into all things geek, nerd, and fandom. Every episode is family-friendly.
Right. So on your way to your fall festival of choice.
Woo!
It is
we
fall
got
festival
all
of
of
choice
those.
time.
There
it's
are
crazy
just
talk.
Fall festivals every place right now. And you know what? Your girl's about it.
Here's the deal. Here in lovely Whirling Sterling, my internet's liable to crash any minute because we have 17 million people here that's normally not here for court days. But although I went searching yesterday for any comic book at all, and I found one hardback book that had been in a library. So it had the library thing on it. They wanted $12 for it. Believe it or not, guess what comic book characters were as it was about?
Fantastic Four.
Yes. And I was
your
like,
favorite?
I'm not buying it. It looks
That's
in terrible
funny.
shape. I could get it off eBay for cheaper. But anyway, Hannah, give us the lowdown. What's going on today?
So we are going to hop into some nerd news, and then we're going to chat about what we're binging right now. Dad has his pull list for us, and we're going to talk about some comics. And then we're going to review a new film on Netflix called Nightbooks. And we are going to review a new comic from Comixology called Clear.
Yeah, awesome. So let's dive right into the nerd news. So I probably have more than you do.
Well, let me go first then, because that way, if we overlap, I will have pieces of news.
Awesome. What do you got?
So this is part of what you binging, but I watched the new Bond movie yesterday.
I did too. Well, let's talk about it today.
Okay, I love that. I love that plan.
Okay, so that is going to be added on to our review from the other movie, which I only watched 22 minutes of. We'll talk about that when we get there. Okay,
perfect. But in that, there was a new trailer I hadn't seen.
What was it for?
Moonfall. Had you seen?
I don't know about
trailer
this.
For Moonfall?
I have not seen it.
The
what is
moon
it about?
crashes into the earth.
Okay, so everybody's dead. Why? That's end of story. And it's sort of like that Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. when they blew up the whole entire planet and somehow some people lived.
On the asteroid, Dad.
But that was part of the Earth.
Okay, so Moonfall is coming out. I'm trying to look up the cast.
It's got to be done by one of the. It's got to be one of the Emmerich, like the guy who did 2012 or Day After Tomorrow or White House Down or something like that. It's got to be.
It is. It's Ronald Emmerich. How'd you know?
Roland. Yeah, Roland. I was like, because it's the disaster guy.
Man, I love his movies. Fallen Man story. We love him up in here. Okay, so the cast is what got me. It's Michael Pena. Halle Berry, and Patrick Wilson.
Oh gosh, yeah.
Like some big names, and other famous people are in it too. Donald Sutherland's in it.
Oh yeah. Oh, he's old, and you don't even know who that is. Do you know who that is?
He is.
Snow.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Yeah.
And some other people that are famous.
Awesome. Well, that looks fun.
But it's the moon crashes into the earth.
All right. There you go.
Moonfall. In case you needed to guess what it's about, the moon falls.
It's about watching the moon during the autumn months, which is what we're about to do.
Fall.
Awesome. Well, I look forward to that.
It makes me think of, there's this book series that I read. It was the first dystopian fiction book series that I had read.
One of 700.
Yes.
I can't help it. We love dystopian.
We are here for it. But it's called, it's like When We Were Young or something like that. I can't remember. But an asteroid hits the moon, and it's what happens to the world after an asteroid hits the moon from the perspective of a girl in her junior year of high school.
Okay, cool.
And she's
It
just a
seems like
regular person. And so
everything happens to the moon. If you have something happen to the moon, you can keep from destroying the entire planet Earth. So you have a little bit of a story. Like the movie Oblivion, the one with Tom Cruise.
oh, that movie's good.
They attack the moon. The H.G. Wells, where he goes back in time, the moon cracks. And so the world is a little bit off kilter, but it's still there.
And Remnant.
I don't even know what you're talking about.
In the American anime Ruby that I love.
Oh, I thought you were talking about like the song
Remnant?
by I Know Who You Are.
So that's that's a new trailer. Because here's the thing. I was sitting watching it with Trev, and I was like, we guessed the trailers because we've seen every single trailer. And we saw a new one.
I just got the Eternals.
Yeah, we got Eternals. We got the
Here's the deal,
355.
So we went to go see the movie, and the theater was as packed. I've never seen it that packed.
Really?
Everyone was going to see Halloween Kills or whatever.
Oh, no. Pass.
Your mom, Nathan and I, and some other dude just climbed up in the back. We're the only ones in the theater to see the Bond movie. But there were so many people there that people were leaving the theater, coming out going, can we get our money back? Because there's no way all of us can sit together. Plus, there's too many people in there. Yeah. So it was weird. Speaking of Ruby.
Yes.
I have Ruby news. Do you?
Are you Ruby news?
I'm Ruby newsing you.
Dad, I'm here for it. Spill the tea.
On 10/30, October the 30th, if you are a Rooster Tooth member, you can get early access. If not, it's 10/31 for everybody else. It's called Ruby Fairy Tales. They dive into the stories that are fairy tales or the mythos of the Ruby characters
of Remnant
the show. So there you go.
There's some lore about Remnant that's like dope.
I don't know what you're talking about. So
Remnant is like
I'm not an anime guy. I try.
Well,
I just
you'd
can't
like
watch
Ruby. You'd like Ruby.
I don't think so.
Okay, well, I love it. It's really stinking good. The Remnant is like their Earth. And there's like lore about how...
Internet paused.
It's okay. There's like lore about how like their Earth was created and like the good and evil there. And like, it's really cool.
So I think that's what they're doing, what this new series is about. Talking about their fairy tales.
That's really dope.
Yeah, so... there you go.
I need to tell Trev.
There you go.
I'll tell him
if he's
later.
Watching or listening. Yeah. What else you got?
The Peacemaker teaser.
Oh yeah, I watched.
Did you watch it?
Yeah.
Man, I think it's going to be sad.
Yeah, his dad.
His dad sounds like a turd.
Do you realize who his dad is? He's played by Johnny Cash's, the guy who played Johnny Cash's dad on the Walk the Line movie. Same guy. Mm-hmm. He's been in a lot of stuff, and he seems like he's a turd in just about every movie he's ever been in.
Some like that guy who plays that bad guy in The Holiday. I've never seen him be a good guy in anything.
The guy who's the villain in The Mandalorian? Oh, no. I know who you're talking about now.
I've never seen him be a good guy ever. Some people
the
have
senator,
bad guy faces.
The senator in The Holiday. No, that's The Last Holiday. I'm thinking The Last Holiday. You're saying The Holiday, which is the guy, Rupert Suit something.
He's got one of those faces.
He's got one of them faces. Yeah. So
some people
did you watch anything else? Because it was DC Fandom this past weekend.
The Shazam teaser too.
I didn't watch it.
Helen Mirren is going to be in it.
I knew that already. Yeah.
I didn't.
So they did. Did you watch the Batman trailer?
No.
It looks awesome.
Robert Pattinson, I think, is going to do goodness.
Like they come at the beginning. There's a guy sitting in a coffee shop and he's like drinking a coffee, and they like grab him and take him out, put him under arrest, and he leaves his coffee. And as you pull back from his coffee, it's a latte. And they always
got
put
a question mark.
In latte. It's got a question mark in his latte.
Remember that one time we dressed up like the Batman and Nathan was...
I was the Joker and you were the...
Riddler.
Riddler. Miriam was Two-Face.
Mom was Batman.
Was Batman, and Nathan was
Indiana Jones.
Yeah, rounding out the Batman family, which, by the way, apparently the rumor is Indiana Jones is going to deal with time travel. The new Indiana Jones movie.
I don't know how, man.
I don't know. We'll see how it goes. Okay,
And
we'll
we've
see.
talked about this, that we'll watch an Indiana Jones movie, but man, the old ones, the 1 and 3 are the best ones. The end.
Yeah. So Gollum's Alfred. Did you know that? Andy Serkis is Alfred in the new Batman movie?
Oh, but I'm
Me
here
either,
for it. I'm here for that casting.
Cobblepot, the penguin, the Cobblepot character looks amazing.
I don't know. I
Amazing.
haven't seen like character concepts or anything like that.
Oh, it looks good. I really want to see it. Plus, I'm collecting that comic book Pennyworth. Well, season 3's moving to HBO Max, so of Pennyworth. So I'm really looking forward to that.
Oh, this Batman costume looks like.
Yeah, right. Pretty wicked.
It's like armor.
I'm vengeance. Oh, you want to know another rumor?
I'm vengeance.
There's a rumor that someone very famous directed an episode of Moon Knight. Well, we already know that 18 million people directed episodes of The Mandalorian. So that doesn't surprise you that
that a famous person would do Moon Knight. No, that
yeah,
I'm
from
not
Augusta,
surprised by that.
Kentucky.
A famous person from Augusta, Kentucky?
Yeah, do you know who that would be?
No, I don't.
George Clooney.
Oh, that's what I was going to say. I thought it was a Clooney.
Yeah.
That's really cool.
Yeah. Apparently, the dude who plays Moon Knight and George Clooney are really good friends. So
That's sweet.
Anyway, I hope that's true. You got any other news?
Mm-mm.
There is a new movie coming out at Christmas time called Robin by the group Aardman, which is the group that created Wallace and Gromit and Chicken Run.
Oh no!
It's for Netflix. It is this Robin that Egg fell and was raised by. He was raised by mice. And
Robin was raised
he
by
and his
mice.
wise bird. It says, in the winter, the humans pick the pointiest tree. Pick the pointiest, most dangerous tree and bring it into their home and put a magical star on the top of it that grants wishes. So it's all going to be about this Robin who has little rounded ears like a mouse. So it looks really cute.
Man, I'm Dad,
okay, so
you watched Jangle Jangle with me.
I was getting ready to say
I would watch Robin with you.
I said I didn't want to watch it because I thought it was going to be stupid, and I was pleasantly surprised at how good Jangle, whatever the heck the name movie was. So that was a plus. I gave it 2 jingles up, or 5 jingle bells, whatever.
We watched it. And it was weird, but we were here for it.
These people that make Shaun the Sheep and Wallace and Gromit,
you like them.
And Chicken
You really
Run,
like those.
They win Oscars.
Mm-hmm.
The animation's it's stop action animation. It's fantastic.
It's cool animation.
I really have 2 more pieces of news. I'll do one in comic books. I'll do one in binging. I'll do this other piece right now.
Okay, go
Olaf Presents.
No.
You've not heard this.
Dad.
What?
Y'all,
have you heard it?
Pause. I am obsessed with Frozen. I'm not okay. I need you to know that I have 4 Pop Funkos. All of them have been gifted to me. There's one right there. Mando and the child is behind me. They are Mando and the child, Loki, Dustin from Stranger Things, and Elsa from Frozen 2 in her Into the Unknown garb.
Into the unknown. This is going to be a series of shorts that starts on Disney
Olaf
Plus
Presents
on November the 12th. So we could probably watch them during things. Anyway, what happens is it's like you've been raised with these Disney classics. So it's Olaf
telling the stories,
doing them. Like he holds up like, so it's
so kind of like, okay. Kind of like in Frozen 2 when he was like, I'm Elsa. I don't love you. Trick, I'm the bad guy.
Exactly.
I didn't see it coming. That's what it is.
He's going to do that with like Moana, The Lion King. He's going to take all those and do all of that.
Plot twist. I'm the bad guy.
Oh, I forgot. I have one more piece of news.
Okay, go.
So anyway, that's going to be fun. This you might like.
Yes.
So there is a new a new show being developed for Apple Plus.
Okay.
By the same creators of Ted Lasso, Bill Lawrence and Brett Goldstein. Brett's, Brett is he's the gruff guy that talks like this in Ted Lasso. He says the cuss words all the time.
Roy Kent.
Roy. Brett Goldstein is Roy. Yeah, Roy Kent. So it stars Jason Segel. It's a comedy called Shrinking. And it is about a therapist who flips and starts telling his patients exactly how he feels about what they're telling him.
Man.
I know. I thought you might be interested in watching that.
I don't know.
So
I don't know how therapeutic that is, my guy.
I know.
Oh, well.
Anyway, all right. That's it. That's all I've got for news.
It's funny.
What are you binging, Hannah?
Okay, finished Squid Game.
All right.
That show's bonkers.
Yeah, I don't know.
That show is absolutely bonkers. Here's the thing that I don't like. And I'm going to get these words wrong. Explain to me the difference between subbed and dubbed.
Okay, something that is subtitled means
subtitled. Okay.
And dubbed means it's okay.
I'm with you. So
this is all subtitled.
Yeah, but when you open it in America, it automatically starts speaking as if it's dubbed. And the American voice acting over top of these Korean actors is no bueno. It's not good.
Okay, when I opened it in Hawaii, it just immediately was dubbed.
When you open it in the continental United States,
mainland they call it.
Doesn't do that.
I learned that. Really wild. So you have to adjust it to
adjust it. Don't listen to the voice acting. It's very bad. And also, don't watch this if you are not a grown-up. Only watch Squid Games if you are a grown-up. Mm-hmm. Please do not allow...
Even though it deals with children games...
But Dad, here's, okay, can I say something that's a bit of a spoil, but it's not a spoil? But that was a holy little Easter egg.
Go ahead.
The games that they play are in mosaic tiles around the room that they sleep in.
Oh gosh, so how did you know I had everything to do with the plot development of this show? Mosaic fan art.
I'm like, Trev, do you see? We did that game, and then that's the game we haven't done yet, and then what do you think that game's going to be?
Them.
And you could see them.
So you knew what it was going to be.
But you couldn't
now,
see them.
Are they Korean children games? So games we might not be familiar with? So I got you.
I mean, red light, green light, everybody knows what that is.
Everybody knows what that is. Mm-hmm.
But there's this game with
but your
candy.
Life isn't on the line.
There's this game with candy.
Mm-hmm. Candy Crush?
No, it's
that's not how you play this game.
You get this it's like street candy that you would buy out of a tin.
Oh yeah. Like you put the quarter in and you turn. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Gotcha.
But you buy it from like a street vendor.
Gotcha. That just sounds nasty. It's bad enough getting a hot dog.
Well, it's like sugar candy.
What's one of the things? Never buy candy from a stranger. Never take candy from a stranger.
Unless you're buying it.
I gotcha. Yeah, there you go. I can pay for razor blades in my candy.
Daddy.
Anyway.
So
what
I watched
else?
Squid Game. I watched Pulp Fiction for the first time.
Oh, that's a good one.
Man,
it's pretty rough. It's an adult movie. Yeah, because of the drugs, you think, or
Man, I don't know. I was like, I'm glad to have watched it, and I can appreciate it for what it is this like hallmark in cinema.
Gotcha.
And I mean, I'm never going to be like, yeah, let's watch that again.
Okay, so my favorite Tarantino movie, oh gosh, Reservoir Dogs is pretty darn good. It would either be that or Kill Bill. But you'd have to watch 1 and 2. And it's pretty rough too. It's very violent, but
man, and I
like ninja movies.
I don't mind that kind of stuff. Like I don't mind.
Right. So here's the deal.
It just was just kind of like, why? Why is it called Pulp Fiction?
Because it's like a Pulp Fiction novel.
I don't know what that is.
I know. Okay. Gotcha. Well, you'd have to do some research and figure that out. Yeah. Find out what does Pulp Fiction mean? Yeah.
Well, I know what the word pulp means because it was listed as the definition was listed before the movie started. So I knew that definition at least.
Okay. And it's fiction.
I'm like hating on it. It's not bad. Like again, like I understand.
Right.
That
but there are some people who just love
cinema,
Tarantino movies.
And it's just like the best thing ever.
Gloria B-Words is a good movie too.
Yeah. I'm glad, like I said, I'm glad to have watched it. I'm not going to put it on when I'm knitting.
Gosh, I wouldn't put it on when you're knitting.
But you know what I mean?
I know what you mean. It's not something you just sit down and rewatch over and over again. Yeah. I got it. Absolutely. I agree 100%. Yeah. Did you watch anything else?
No Time to Die, but we're talking about that later.
Yeah. So I finished Ted Lasso. And did you finish it?
No.
Here's the deal. Now, this is part of the news that I had, but I said I would wait till now.
Okay.
Ted Lasso, believe it or not, was only planned on being a 3-season show.
Are they increasing it or are they done?
They said that this story arc, the season 1, season 2, season 3, is all planned out. After season 3, there is no plan. Does that mean it could come about? They said yes, it could, if the story presents itself. But the story they want to tell will be done
3-season story. Okay.
at the end of the 3rd season. So, no, it doesn't end.
It didn't look like it was going to end well, which is part of the reason why I kind of set down a bit.
It sets up for season. It's the last issues were great though. Last episodes, I really enjoyed them. I mean, the thing with Nate is bad.
I am worried about it.
You should finish it.
I will, but it's not on the top of my priority list right now.
But I think because there is another season, I think that'll be Nate's redeeming season. I hope so, because I enjoy his character until about the last 3 or 4 episodes.
He's having a rough time right now.
Mm-hmm. Well, it gets pretty bad. I don't want to spoil it for you, but good news happened. I can tell you this. You want me to tell you this?
Go for it.
They get promoted to the championship league by the end of the season. Premier League. Sorry, I don't know anything about soccer. Anyway, football.
LOL.
Anyway, yeah. So
I was like screaming about like how excited I was for this fictional team in this TV show, and I'm like, ooh, this is why it's a good thing I don't like sports that much, because I would be obnoxious.
I know. And it makes me want to, but here's the deal. Lexington's getting a soccer team.
Hey, I'll go watch them. Is it going to be at the Legend Stadium?
I have no clue where it's going to be.
Or is it going to be
no idea.
K. Roger?
And our local high school
Field
is in the playoffs.
Hey, good for them.
I know.
Break a leg.
No kidding. We're going to, no, you don't want to break a leg.
Good luck.
That's only in theater.
Oh, bad. It's not, you don't say good luck.
Okay, so anyway, I watched that. I have watched every episode of The Foundation that's come out. It is completely not with the books. We've already had this discussion. But you're here for it. I'm here for it. I'm really enjoying it. It's very smart TV, very good science fiction. So I enjoy that. I started to look at a new show that is on Disney Plus.
Oh, I think I saw this show.
Called Just Beyond.
Yes, it looks kind of spooky.
Are you ready for this?
Yes.
Here comes some news that I didn't know.
Bring it on.
And this is like comic book news as well. So in 2017, 20th Century Fox purchased a minority share in one of our favorite independent comic book studios, Boom Studios.
Boom Studios, okay.
So 20th Century Fox bought a minority percentage for a value of $10 million in Boom Studios. Guess who got that when they purchased 20th Century Fox?
Disney.
Disney now owns a minority share of Boom Studios.
I don't know how I feel about that.
But they have taken one of their very popular graphic novel series called Just Beyond. It was created by R.L. Stine, the guy that did Goosebumps.
Cool.
And have turned it into a series.
Cool.
On their show. They're like, and it's TV PG. It's like 30 minutes show, like 29, 28, 32, something like that.
Is it TV PG or TV PG-14?
No, TV PG, I'm pretty darn sure. And so it's they ordered it a first season, which is 8 episodes, and it's written by the same guy who wrote Pride and Prejudice and
Zombies.
Abraham Lincoln,
I love
Vampire Hunter.
Movies.
He was also screenwriter of Lego Batman movie and stuff like that.
Oh yeah,
like it's like a supernatural anthology series.
Yeah.
With kids, so it's like Goosebumps. So I say that to say this: I think I might like that better than. Let's just hop into it, Hannah. What are we reviewing
Nightbooks.
Today? All right, go with it.
Okay,
that's
so
it for my binging.
Nightbooks is a new Netflix
original movie.
Original movie for spooky times. Right?
Yes.
They did it specifically for Halloween.
I think it's TV PG.
Man, Dad, I don't even remember the characters' names. Neither of us liked it. Am I wrong?
It stars the main adult lead is I think her name's Kristen Ritter, who played Jessica Jones on the show on Netflix.
And she also she's also been in like other things as well.
So here's the deal. There's a kid whose birthday is right around Halloween.
His name's Alex.
It opens up and he is like a horror freak, but this kid is young. I'd say 10.
Late elementary, early middle.
Maybe 6th grade. I don't know.
Let's say 6th grade.
Something at the beginning happens. He gets fed up. He writes horror fiction. He writes fan fiction, basically horror fiction. And he gets upset and he's going to go take all of his horror stuff that he's written to the boiler room in the basement of his apartment building.
Because they live in New York City.
And he's going to burn it all. Well, he gets in the elevator. And then next thing you know, the elevator goes wonky. He ends up getting enticed into this other place by Pumpkin Pie and the Lost Boys movie, which is hilarious because I mentioned maybe we should watch the Lost Boys movie. And then Hannah's like, no, I've already watched this. And I'm like,
well, I did. Well, that's because I literally had to force myself to sit down and watch this film, Dad. And I was like, if I just spent 2.5 hours watching this movie.
I only watched about 40 minutes of the movie.
Man,
I just couldn't do it.
It was not good.
I don't know. Did it end? Here's what my issue was. So this deals with kids. Now, there's no blood. And it's not
Alex and Yasmin are the
two children that are captive by this witch. But it was spooky for kids to watch. I
thought it was spooky for me to watch sometimes.
Which is why I didn't like. And we'll talk about this when we get into the James Bond thing. I don't like movies. I struggle with watching movies when children are in peril. It becomes an issue for me. I think part of that has to do with living with a therapist who deals with childhood trauma all the time. I mean, you're laughing, but it's true.
No, I'm not laughing because I think that's funny. I'm like, yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah. So I'm like, oh man, I know what kids in real life go through. We don't need to add this on top of it. So I don't know.
What ends up happening is you find out that the unicorn girl has left these clues in a way to escape.
Correct.
They get into some shenanigans.
There's like a huge library in this.
So what he has to do, he has to read a
in order to
horror
stay
story.
alive, he has to have a purpose.
He has to have a horror story every night. And it has to end badly because his horror stories are sweet and they end. Yeah, they have happy
really
endings.
I liked the ending of the very first story he told.
Yeah, it was really cute. Well, because he's a kid. He wants them to be happy endings.
So rewind. He gets captured by this witch, and she's like, if you don't have a purpose, I have no use for you. And she pulls out this.
What does she pull out, Dad? I can't remember exactly what it was.
Huge warrior out. She killed him.
Ooh.
Yeah. So anyway, so his job is to give her a horror story every night.
And he has to read a horror story every night. And she has this giant library full of horror stories that have all been read through. And if you go back and look at them, it shows that somebody they call the unicorn girl.
Somebody left notes.
Has been left notes about how she was escaping. And so she left like a potion, a sleeping potion. And then they escape.
Gotcha.
They escape out the back, at the back door instead of the front door. But they realize out the back door that they're still in the enchanted apartment. And eventually what you find is that the witch who's captured them, Natasha, is not the true witch. She is the unicorn girl.
Oh.
That the true witch was like, oh, well, you're clever, so I'll teach you how to be magical. And the true witch is the witch in Hansel and Gretel.
Well, and I figured that was going to happen.
Why the house lures people there.
Yeah.
Is because
there's an allusion to Hansel and Gretel early in the movie. And I thought it seemed like telegraphed that, like, oh, this is how they're going to get out. Hansel and Gretel.
So the true witch is the Hansel and Gretel witch. she has been kept under lock and key, subdued by the scary stories.
That's what keeps the witch at bay.
That's what keeps the witch at bay. And Natasha fights against her. And so Alex is like, ooh, that got weird voices. So Alex, she's like, tell her a scary story and she'll go to bed and I'll let you escape. He wasn't going to. But he tells a scary story and then the ending is
with a happy ending.
And then the witch is like, ah! And like wakes up and then fights Natasha and Natasha loses. And then they end up back in the boiler room and Hansel and the ending of
with
Hansel
Freddy
and Gretel.
Krueger.
No,
Gotcha.
The ending of
I
Hansel
don't
and
know.
Gretel.
So this is on Netflix. They're gearing it towards kids, and
Man, it was lame.
I've been pretty rough on a lot of the Netflix things towards kids. I don't think they get it.
I mean,
Other than Kid Cosmic, the only thing that I've watched on Netflix that I think was geared towards kids, that was it. The Camp Crustacean or whatever.
Camp Crustaceous? Don't watch that. Man, I have so many opinions about the fact that those grown-ups were such bad camp counselors. Like they don't understand.
Yeah. So I just can't say watch it. I mean, and like I said, I used to love horror films. I'm not a big horror film fan anymore, but I really can't stand them when kids are in peril. And that's my issue. So
it's not like, I don't know, like, you know that nothing's going to happen to them because it's a PG
or
Netflix movie.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. I know what you mean.
It was just not good.
Okay. All right. Anyway, there you go, guys. Sorry to spoil your Halloween-y time with your kids.
Yeah, maybe don't watch it.
Watch that terrible This Is Halloween movie. I mean,
Nightmare
at least
Before
it was
Christmas.
Yeah, I know.
That movie's good, Dad.
The music's good. The story's bad.
Halloween.
I don't know. Do you know? I think my favorite of those type movies was that movie with the different characters where they had different numbers on them. The dolls that had the numbers 1 through whatever, and they had to. Anyway, we'll have to look that up and figure that out. Whatever that was.
The creepy kids in the back.
And I like the creepy movie with the dog, the Frankenweenie.
That's by the same guy.
Paranorman.
That's by the same guy who did. That's by the same group of people.
Gotcha. And I like Paranorman.
Paranorman again.
Oh, I didn't think that was by the same people. Anyway, what do we want to do now, Hannah?
Comics.
Let's do them.
So Dad's going to go over his pull list with us. A pull list, dear friends, in case you don't know what that is a list given to the proprietor of your local comic book shop. What they'll do is they will pull the items that you're collecting from their inventory before placing it on the shelf. That way, your comics that you are collecting are saved for you when you go to get them. So what Dad's going to do for us is he's going to give us 2 issues from the big 2 from Marvel, 2 from DC. He's going to give us 2 comics from an independent company, something like Boom Studios or Image, which are 2 of our faves. And he's going to have a book of the week where he talks about the one that he liked the best this week.
I also have an honorable mention today.
Ooh, you have an honorable mention today.
I do. This is from IDW.
Okay, wait, is this your honorable mention?
Honorable mention, yeah.
We're starting there? Okay.
And it's an issue 1, so if you want to hop on, it's time to do it. I figured because Captain Kirk went into space and he came back and it was the evil Captain Kirk that came back. It was from the mirror universe. That's not, I kid that. I'm just joking. It wasn't. But one of in the show of the Star Trek was the mirror universe where like everybody is evil. They actually did this recently on the Discovery, on season 1 of Discovery.
Yeah.
So this is Star Trek: The Next Generation, The Mirror War. So there you go. Issue 1. Did I like it? No. But I have friends that are invested in this mirror universe with the Next Generation, and so if you want to hop on and start,
I'm
it's
just
a good
saying,
place to
Star
do
Trek
it.
Next Gen is my fave Star Trek.
And here's the deal: does everybody on the evil universe have to wear wife beaters? the cutoff shirts and have mustache and goatees. Apparently that's the rule. You have to have a goatee. I'm just waiting for mullets to have to be mandatory next. So anyway, that's my
mirror universe Hannah now.
Gotcha. You are
Dad.
So
what do you think?
I do. Yeah.
My goatee.
I couldn't even tell. I could tell you're evil just by the goatee. It makes you eviler. So I'm going to go straight into my 2 Marvel books, which are both Iron Man related.
Ooh,
so
we like that.
The first book is Iron Man issue 13. That's the ongoing series. And Iron Man and his group of misfits are fighting Korvac, which is he's been around for a long time.
Okay.
He's trying to get be basically omniscient, be all powerful. He wants to be God. He's like created his own acolytes from D-list villains.
Gotcha.
And which is funny because Iron Man,
not even B or C list. We just went straight to D-list.
Iron Man has like D-list heroes with him. So he tries to basically they're on Galactus's ship and he's trying to get the cosmic power from Galactus. And at the end of the issue, Iron Man and Korvac both reach for the same cosmic power thingy. So next issue, we may get a brand new Iron Man. So okay. Yeah. My next Marvel book is Iron Man Darkhold. Well, it's really called Darkhold Iron Man. So we talked about the Darkhold comic book last time. Mm-hmm. So what they're doing is they're taking all these people that are in the group and they are doing a Darkhold comic with each person. This feels like I was tricked into buying it.
You talked about this last time. You said that you felt like it was a gimmick, but that you were going to buy them anyways.
Well, this has nothing to do with the... I got so mad, and my microphone fell off. This book has absolutely nothing to do with the book I read before, Darkhold
That's
Alpha.
Lame.
Yeah, it's just an alternate universe Iron Man story. It feels like that's all it is. That, yeah, Iron Man is like his suit takes over. He's trained it to heal himself. So what it does is it gets rid of his skin and his bones and transplant them with, And so then it thinks, well, I want a suit of armor around the world, right? So it's, taking over the planet or whatever. So anyway, if you thought this was going to have anything to do with the Darkhold book,
don't buy it.
You have been tricked. It does not.
Dad, like me, I've been tricked.
So actually, this would have been my book of the month if this other book hadn't come out today, but So this is DC. It's called Batman the Imposter.
Ooh.
This is by
is it issue
DC
what?
1. This is like a 3-issue miniseries from DC called Black Label, which basically means they can put anything in it they want to. It doesn't have to deal with continuity.
Which used to be Vertigo.
No, not really. I don't think so. Because Vertigo was like their adultish line, but it was still within regular continuity. This can be either. Basically, Black Label just says we can tell stories whatever we want, and if we want it to be continuity, it can. If we don't, it doesn't have to be. So DC Black Label, this is a book that takes place 3 years after Batman first started. And there is a therapist who knows who he is, who knows he's Bruce Wayne. And she threatens to turn him in if he doesn't get counseling. So he has to come to her. And if he's late, she calls 911 and tells him who he is. But during all this going on, an imposter kills 3 or 4 people, pushes them off of a roof.
Oh, no.
And so he is framed. And we believe it has something to do with the rich in Gotham. What if the people with the money get fed up with Batman and what he's doing affecting their business? So, yeah. This I really liked it. I'm looking forward. I just picked it up just to read it. I had no intentions of collecting it, but I am going to get the next one of this.
Cool.
Yeah. My first independence.
I'm going to pause. DC Vertigo was discontinued January 2020.
Yeah, I knew that.
Most of its library transitioned to DC Black Label.
Well, there you go. That's just because it's adulty. And that's their adult line. They also have a DC horror line, which I'm not a fan of. But anyway. But there you go. Me and the horror stuff. There you go. This is by Image. Homesick Pilots issue 10.
Oh, yeah.
This is the end of the second story arc. So we'll have to get it and read it and talk about it.
Well, yes. Okay, so we've talked multiple times about how my boyfriend has been loving comics lately and that we go to comic book shops a lot now. He was thinking that might be something he'd like to collect is Homesick Pilots.
That's a good one to go.
And yeah. And because I was like, here, read this trade. And it's so good.
Oh, you've got the first one.
Yeah.
Well, the band is reunited at the end of this.
Sorry.
Yes. But she calls the house back.
Ah, why?
To fight the nuclear B word.
Why?
Which is because she has to save the planet.
Dang it.
So, but that's how it ends. But we're getting the band back together.
Guys, we're getting the band back together.
It is very stressful, but it's going to be so good. So that's the end of. I would wait. The next trade should be coming out.
Cool.
My next DC book is Joker issue 8. The Joker
Batman-related
issue
titles.
8, I know, which has absolutely nothing to do with the Joker per se. This has to do with Lady Bane and Commissioner Gordon. I love this book. This is so good. This should be called Commissioner Gordon, but I don't think it would sell if it was called Commissioner Gordon. But you get a lot of background on the Lady Bane character, how she was created, how all she has is vengeance, and she knows that if she catches the Joker, she will kill him. But that's because that's what she was trained to do. She wants to learn from James Gordon how he keeps from killing people. You know, what did he do to you? Why are you after him? What is going on? I want to know. I want to know how you feel so that I can, because I have been conditioned to do this and I don't want to be a puppet
like this
of these people. Oh, she might want to kill him. I don't know, but I want to be a puppet of these people. I want to do it on my own if that's what I want to do. So I want to get to understand why you do what you do.
Cool.
And so you get a lot of background on Lady Bane. The cover is a little misleading. It's got her like choking the Joker. The Joker doesn't even show up in it. But
man, why do they got to do that to us?
I don't know.
It feels sneaky. I don't like it.
I know. My last independent is issue 9 called Deep Beyond from Image Comics. I briefly talked about this one before. This is about a post-apocalyptic where the air, you breathe it, it gets all funky, you mutate, there's mutant creatures, and then they go down to the bottom of the ocean to
find true oxygen.
Well, no, because someone was working on a person was working on finding the answer, why it happened and where it's coming from or whatever. And when they get down there, they realize that there is basically a portal to another dimension / world.
Cool.
And so these people are back now. And we're coming to find out that the people in charge knew all about this all the time. And that they've got sleeper agents wanting to destroy this. And
dun dun.
I'm enjoying it. It's taken a while. This is going to be just 12 issues. So this is issue 9. So we just got 3 more issues to go. And then that might be, this is by a creator who I think some of her stuff's a little bit too adulty, but in this respect, it's not. So yeah, I'm enjoying it. Deep Beyond.
Cool.
So my book of the week. Immortal Hulk issue 50.
Really?
It is the finale of the Immortal Hulk run. This is the final. It's huge. It was like $10.
Dang.
And
huge
now it's over.
Like big?
Thick. No, thick.
Thick boy.
It's thick. 80-page final issue.
Dang. Okay, yeah.
That's
worth it then.
So
worth it then? Question mark? I mean, book of your week.
Yeah, I mean, the art is gorgeous. And it's got the Fantastic Four in it. I like that.
Sucker for Fantastic Four in this house.
And now that his run is over, I feel like I have no idea what happened. So
go back and reread them.
I believe we read this, didn't we? Mm-hmm. We read the first trade.
We read the first 2?
I can't remember. But the
like
Immortal
the old
Hulk run.
The old one.
No, we read Immortal Hulk like issues 1 through whatever.
Did we?
Yeah, we did. Yeah. Remember where he had to dig the person up or whatever because they had buried him and
Harper.
they were, and all that jazz. So is Harper on there?
Yeah. Hi,
Sup,
Harper.
dog, in New York City.
No, they're back.
They're back. So I believe this comic book will be best done read in trade, and I hate to say that.
Man. Well,
Or
that's a big deal. You saying that's a big deal.
yeah, if you just hop on and read one of these issues, you're going to be lost. If you're just going to read it, I mean, it's gorgeous to look at. So if you like that, there are some like full, like 2-page spreads, some giant splash pages, some
Fun.
really good stuff.
Fun.
But the book ends they destroy the villain. They come out of the green room or whatever, and all the Hawks and Banner are put back into one person. And they're in the Fantastic Four, and they're all congratulating and talk to each other, and they turn around and he's gone. Bruce Banner's gone. He just leaves because that's what he does.
Aww.
And they're setting up the new the Hulk is going to start a new, I think next month or the month after, written by Donny Cates, the same guy that did God Country.
We like Donny Cates up in here.
So
We're a fan.
basically what's happening is Donny Cates, who did Venom, is going to take over Hulk. And Al Ewing, who did Hulk, is going to take over Venom.
So they're swapping.
So yeah, there you go.
Swap.
There you are. Hey, that's my books. Let's talk 007.
Cool.
So,
And okay, I didn't watch Spectre.
Oh, that's a bummer. I told you to go watch it before you watched this. So at the beginning, we're going to do some spoiling here, guys, from 007, No Time to Die. So spoilers. So at the very beginning of the movie, again, this deals with kids and trauma, which was so hard. I sat here and watched this next to a play therapist who was like, oh gosh, oh no, oh no, no, oh no, oh no, 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 oh no, 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 and would hide her eyes and
me sitting
and
there, literally, like I literally did this with my hands. I was like, I can't watch it.
This really, 2 children.
Dang.
The lady basically sees her mom killed in front of her, and she grows up and has a child who basically has to go through this same type of trauma all over again. Her mom's not killed, but she kidnapped, blah, blah, blah. So
Madeline.
So you missed the beginning. Did you see so at the beginning of the movie, do we want to give the lowdown on the movie?
I mean,
you want me to do it?
Spoilers, so like, go for it.
Let me give you the lowdown. So this, of course, is Daniel Craig's final James Bond movie. He is retired. He is in love. Then he feels like he is led to believe that the girl he's in love with has been a sleeper agent for Spectre
this entire time.
along. So he then puts her on a train, leaves, and then it's like 5 years later. He gets approached by the CIA, which is Felix, our favorite CIA agent, played by Jeffrey Wright, who is in everything. Which goes again, something I'm binging. Okay, should I say it right now?
Yeah, go for it.
So on HBO Max, there is Batman the Audio Dramas, which is like a 1930s, 1940s, or whatever audio drama that like you would listen to on the radio. Jeffrey Wright, the guy who played Felix, is the voice of Batman.
Oh, fun.
So they are like 30-minute episodes that really you can play them, but it's just a blank. It's just a screen, like a picture, and it's all audio.
It's a podcast.
It is, but it's not on a podcasting platform because I guess HBO Max doesn't want Spotify or Apple to get their money, right?
Fair.
So the only way to listen to them
is on HBO Max.
Yeah, but you have to. Here's what I did. I downloaded them to my phone, and then I try to listen to them, but I can't just play them without going into airplane mode because my phone continually even though they're downloaded, my phone wants to go to use the media thing.
That's so dumb.
So the only way to play them is if I don't have any cell service. It's absolute useless for me.
That's so dumb.
So I can only listen to them when I'm at home doing something. But anyway,
Gotcha.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. And this week, DC printed the comic book that went along. It's like literally word for word, the audio drama.
Oh, that's so fun.
Very cool. Anyway, back Jeffrey Wright, who's in everything. He's the Watcher. He's Batman. He's Commissioner Gordon.
He's
in the Batman
Westworld.
new Batman movie. He's in what? Yeah. Anyway, he's like Felix. So Felix says, "We want to hire you to
get this guy.
This a scientist created a weapon that we don't quite know what it is.
It's called it's not Hercules, but it sounds like Hercules.
Heracles. So you come to find out that it is a DNA-based nanobot thing.
Weapon. So
it's not like a virus. It's robots. It's baby robots that only attack people with certain DNA. It can be programmed to only attack certain people's DNA. And so the guy ahead of Spectre had planned all this time to lure James Bond there to kill him.
But everybody else died instead.
What happened was somebody else planned for it to kill all the Spectre agents. And now this nanobot DNA-based virus is on the loose. And James Bond has to come out of retirement. He's no longer 007.
A girl is 007.
Okay, so let me talk about this too. When they talked about Daniel Craig saying, I don't want to do another James Bond movie, there was a big call for them to have a person of color. And everybody was like, Idris Elba should be James Bond, which I'm here for.
James Bond.
So I thought this was so classy. They basically, in this movie, 007 is a woman of color. Do we ever get her name?
I can Google it.
I don't think we ever get her name. And did you notice, because they kill off Felix, they got us a new Felix. And she's a female. Did you catch that? The girl who said, I've only been in the field for 3 weeks.
She was cool.
So they have set us up for, anyway, I thought that was so well done. It's like, and they mention it a couple times throughout the movie that 007, it's just a number. It's just a number, you know? And
no.
So really, okay. I never heard her call her a name at all. So basically it becomes James Bond, 007.
Oh, and her name's Paloma. That's hysterical.
I don't know what that means.
That's a drink with tequila. That's a tequila drink.
Oh, gotcha.
Paloma.
Instead of his drinks are always vodka martini.
Well, no,
shaken,
the lady that he does the
new Felix.
Yeah, her name's Paloma.
Okay. That's funny. Yeah. So there's some humor in it. It basically comes down to
both 007s
having to save the world again, and James Bond. I'm not going to spoil the end, but yeah.
It was lame.
Daniel Craig will not be making another James Bond movie. Let's just end it with that.
It was lame. The ending
was lame. You thought it was lame? You thought the ending was lame?
I'm like, really? This is what they're... Of course. We can't have nice things.
Yeah.
I thought it was
his daughter and the girl of his they loves lives, right?
Yeah.
The best part of that whole entire movie was from when he was on the island trying to track down and destroy the guy who's doing the nanobots, which is Rami Malek, right? The guy who was
good actor,
who was Freddie Mercury.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he was good in it. There's like a long tunnel, and he turns to it,
and he goes this, and I'm like, yes!
I was like, yes! Nathan and I were like, fantastic. That was perfect.
I need you to know, I literally was like, thank you, like out loud.
I know, and that he had the OG car at the beginning. He had the original James Bond car at the beginning. You get Q again doing his Q-iest things, and you got to just love Q.
I love Q.
Love Q and his cat. He goes, these come with fur now, because he has like
he has a hairless cat.
Yeah, he's like, I'm making dinner.
He was in his pajamas. He was in his pajamas in the plane.
Oh, in the plane he was, but he was getting ready for a date. He's like,
he had someone coming over.
He goes, yeah. he goes, I planned this. He's supposed to be coming over any minute. I planned this for this. So he goes, well, the job isn't 9 to 5, is it? He says. And so at first I had a hard time knowing who was bad and who was good.
I hadn't watched. I was like, I probably
thought
should have known
M
what
was
Spectre
bad.
is.
Yeah. That was part of it I didn't get to tell you. If you notice at the very beginning of the movie, when Rami Malek's character comes in to destroy or whatever, to kill everybody, there's a Spectre ring in her dad's study.
Her dad was Spectre.
Her dad was Spectre. Her dad was part of Spectre, which is why Blofeld wanted her. Yes. Her dad was part of Spectre.
Gross.
Which is why Rami Malek went in there to kill him, because Spectre killed his family. He was coming to kill them all. And
dang.
Yeah. So there's a lot of peril when it comes to little kids in this, which I didn't like. That's the roughest part for me. I mean, other than that, I enjoyed the movie, except for the kid stuff. Listen, Daniel Craig
enjoyed it.
Ain't making another movie. You may as well just face it up right now. So for all the Bonds that I've seen, I'm still saying right now Skyfall is my favorite that I've seen of Daniel Craig.
I liked Skyfall in the first one.
Casino Royale. That's what I was going to say. Yeah.
I really liked Casino Royale. It felt like, man, I mean, I get why they do like the whole like tech stuff, biovirus shenanigans. Like I get why, just because it's like interesting and it's like, oh, this could happen.
Right.
Da, da, da. But man, when I think James Bond, I think suave guy, drinking martini, playing cards.
My favorite part of Casino Royale is when they've got him in there. They've got him when Mickles, the villain, who's a villain in everything. He's hitting him in the unmentionable parts. And James Bond starts laughing, and he goes, "What are you laughing at?" He goes, "I know that you're going to die." I can't say it because this is a kid-friendly thing, but go back and watch that. It's my favorite part in that movie. Anyway.
I like when he goes back to his car and there's a little defibrillator in his car.
Yes, and that's like, yes. And then he's trying to do it, and it's not plugged in.
He's like, why is it working? Man.
Oh, gosh.
But yeah, that felt mostly.
And that's full, that came full round, because the grave that exploded was Vespa, the girl from who drowned in the first one, who was killed. Yeah. So anyway, there you go, guys. I'm going to give it 3.5
out of 5
Bonds out of 5. Yeah, 3.5 out of 5. Maybe 4. I don't know. Somewhere around there.
I feel as if I am unqualified to say whether or not it was good because I didn't see Spectre, and go see that before you see this one.
Yes, because you'll get the Christoph Waltz character of Blofeld is fantastic in it. I could just watch him in anything.
He's creepy.
Christoph Waltz, he is creepy. He's a good actor.
He's got a creepy face.
All right, so the final thing we're going to talk about is a comic book called Clear.
Yes.
Which it's another one of these freebies on Comixology through the Amazon Prime, through the Kindle app.
Wow.
It is also by Scott Snyder. Apparently they're putting out one. It's called Scottober.
Oh,
so we get another one. We get another one next week.
Sweet.
So we get 3, and yeah. So
I would like to make a formal request.
Go.
That when we are finished reading a comic book, we turn it all the way back to the beginning.
Oh, so you hopped in and I'd already finished it?
I hopped in and it was the last panel.
Oh, did you?
And
so
the last panel is a spoiler.
Is it really?
Yes.
Well, whatever. I guess so. Give the lowdown of this book. What did you think this book was about?
This book is dystopian detective in future times. And we live in a future where everyone has these, what do they call them? Veils.
It's like a Snapchat filter. We look through the world with a Snapchat filter.
You have these things that like go into your eyeball or into your head called a veil. And what that does is it changes how you see the world. And you can like pick, oh, I want it to be like a zombie film, or I want it to be happy-go-lucky, or I want it to look like this, or this. And so things are made now to be bland so that it's easier for the veils to go on top of them. So like architecture is now like flat and everything. That way it's easy for people to see things. And you have this detective who I thought was a robot. if I'm being honest with you.
Yeah, I didn't know. I didn't realize that was a helmet for the first 5 or 6 pages.
I was like, this is a robot guy. This is sick. But no, it was just a guy with a really cool helmet on his head. And it's called Clear because this detective pays to not have a veil. Which is more expensive. Pays to see things. But like, that doesn't make any sense. Because just don't pay to have the thing put in your head.
Unless you already did. Or I don't know how that works. I haven't figured that out yet. You really think they got something in their head or something?
I think it's implanted in their head.
Gotcha. But he sees everything clear. Right. And he got like hit with some drugs or something at the beginning of the book where it made him see multiple veils at the same time.
All at the same time. And the way that those panels were done.
That was cool.
Really stinking cool. So he...
Very good art.
It seems like was a police detective, but is now a private detective.
Do you know what this reminds me of?
What?
Patrick Stewart's character that he loved to play on the holodeck.
Yes.
What was his name?
It was Sherlock Holmes, Dad.
No. He wasn't Sherlock Holmes. That was Brent Spiner. That was Data.
You're right. That was
Patrick
Data.
Stewart was a detective.
Yes. I know exactly what you're talking about, but I can't remember
They called
what
him
the name
Dix.
Yeah.
Dixon something. What anyway?
Hysterical.
This feels like a 1930s, 1940s
It's old. It's like noir detective meets techno future.
Yes. Amazing.
110%. And it was like an embittered wife who was like, oh, my husband.
I know. I loved it. And you're like, yeah, they're going to end up together. You know that, right?
I see things clear too. Come find me if you want something real.
I was like this. I'm watching Patrick Stewart and Guinan or Whoopi Goldberg in an episode of Star Trek Next Generation in the holodeck. I really thought honestly, this is very smartly done.
It was entertaining.
I mean, I would have never thought to do this. It is basically a 1940s noir detective, like Hannah said.
Meets techno future.
Yes. And he had a wife who died. And then Hannah opened the final page of issue 1 and got the spoiler.
I'm going to tell him.
Because he has an old school watch.
Mm-hmm. Because he cares about things from the past. He got
that's why he doesn't.
Twin.
Yeah, he got his.
And it said on the back of her watch, it was engraved, "I was murdered."
I know, which is, gosh, I'm going to have to buy these books
dun,
digitally.
Dun, 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 dun,
it goes against everything I believe in. I don't know if I want to wait till they get printed by Dark Horse Comics, but we need to send a message to Scott Snyder. You need to hop on here and
Scott Snyder, we'd like to interview you about Clear because it bops, my guy.
I know, because our 4 listeners and they're what?
We have 4 listeners. The 6 HBO executives, Dad.
I know, sorry, the HBO execs. I know.
LOL.
Anyway, so yeah, Clear. If you've got here's the deal. Even if you don't have Amazon Prime, it's the cost of a regular comic book. It's like $3.99 or $4.99. If you think you're going to end up purchasing these, I think a Comixology Unlimited is like $10 a month. So if you're going to buy, that's my issue.
Yeah. What happens when I'm done with that? Do I have to go back and rebuy all of these back issues? Are the back issues always going to be there if I want to go back and buy them?
I don't know.
We don't know the answer, it seems, and that makes me nervous.
The answer, digital comics. I mean, which is why I won't do it, and I just wait for it to come out. And then buy the floppies because I'm an old guy.
Lame.
Yeah.
Not that you're lame, but man, it's very cool because it also makes comics more accessible for people who don't live close to a comic book shop.
Okay, absolutely. And you know me, I have been an anti-digital comic book guy
and now
forever.
all we do is read here.
I am older and I have an eye issue, and at night I can't read my comics, honestly. So I can read the digital comics so much easier on my phone or on an iPad, not on the computer because I can't make them bigger or something.
You can double click. The reading it on my iPad is really, really good.
Yeah, that's the way to do it. So one more note before we do our end roll. This past week, we were featured on someone else's podcast.
Yes.
So Faith and Fandom, my friend Hector, has started a new thing where he has I can't remember what he called it, but it's a deal where he gives it's like a podcasting network where he spotlights podcasters that he enjoys or thinks they have uplifting material. And he spotlighted our first episode.
Yay, thank you. Ooh, the lolly. That was our first episode.
Victor,
We talked
and
about
his Faith and Fandom ministry. Yeah, so there you go.
Aw, that's
One more
awesome.
bit of news. I bought my booth for Comic-Con 2022, which will be the fourth weekend in March. It's around the
Where?
22nd, 24th. There in Lexington.
Woo!
There
Pew,
you
pew,
go.
pew, 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 pew.
Hannah,
Yes.
end roll.
Hey, friends, thanks for hanging out with us on our little corner of the internet today. Hey, our art was created by Nate Turner. Hey, he made that in Microsoft Paint. He is a phenomenal artiste. Thanks for doing that for us, bud.
Way to go, buddy.
Our intro music is composed and performed by Brockwell Nason. Check him out
Brockwell
anywhere you get your
Nason.
music from.
know he's on
got some
Spotify.
good stuff there. I edit and upload our podcast, and Dad edit and maintains our YouTube page.
I am
And
too behind. I plan on doing them today
That's
soon.
that's that.
There you go.
That's
It
now.
happens. So join us next week for more exciting adventures on Sis and Big Pop's Culture. Rate
you on-
review with 1,700 stars. I don't even know if that's a thing.
The only
Until
amount of
then-
stars you can give is 1,700.
There you go. Until then,
catch
we'll
you on the
catch you on the flippity flop.
On the flippity flop.
Flop.
Bye, friends.